back to the Forensic Detailing channel. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Do not forget to hit the bell notification button. Do not forget to check out the Patreon page. Do not forget about my Detailing Fundamentals course. Do not forget we're on Instagram with Forensics Detailing channel. We're also on Facebook, and we've also got a backup channel called Forensics Unplugged, where we chat about all the behind the scenes stuff. Come on. Ooh, that's a hefty old intro, that is. There's so many plugs. More plugs than B&Q. Let's get on with this video. Is it a good idea to pressure rinse your alloy wheels and arches out with water before you then go on and clean them? In a similar sort of video to, is it a good idea to pressure wash, let me just see what you're seeing, with water, you know, or rinse your car out with water before you go on and snow foam it? And I came to the conclusion that it wasn't. Let's just pan out. That it was best to go on dry so that surfactant can penetrate into the dirt film on the car, affect that dirt film more, so that then your rinse is more effective. If you go on wet, the water penetrates the film, but it doesn't emulsify, it doesn't open it up to water. So that initial pressure rinse is kind of wasted. And then when you put the snow foam on, or your whatever detergent, it can't penetrate in because the dirt film's already saturated. That was the theory, and that's my opinion. And the demonstration kind of showed that, although it's only one demonstration, and we caveated, you know, do it however you think's best. So that caveat quietens down all the people that get very upset. Only a little bit though. Now, this video on wheel cleaning, I believe the same principles are at play here. That when you spray out your arches with water first, the dirt will soak up the water. Now, the counter argument is going to be, John, you take off the loose dirt with the pressure, and that allows you to then, the surfactant to then get the dirt below it. The problem is, when you wet this, even with water, it's going to soak it all out, okay? So that loose stuff on top is kind of irrelevant. When you soak it out with surfactant, it's going to soak all of it out, okay? You're not going to have dry film under wet film. You're going to allow it to, you put your pre-wash in, you're going to allow it to penetrate, okay? So I think it's more important to penetrate with surfactant than water. And I think the same principle is going to stand. And I'm just going to do a test. Yes, alloy wheels are very different. Like, I'd be really careful washing these alloy wheels. But on my Golf, where they're curbed and, you know, they're not very good and all that, I just might go straight with the brushes one day. So it is all kind of irrelevant, and it is all down to what you're doing. But I just want to see if that same principle applies. What I would normally do when I'm cleaning a car is, in the winter, I would snow foam the entire car, foam out all the arches and wheels, etc. You know, then you could blast the car down and start doing your wheels or whatever. In the summer, I don't like doing that because I want to do the wheels first and the snow foam will dry. So what I would suggest is you foam out your arches and your wheels and then blast out the wheel one at a time while all the other three are soaking. Blast it all out and then go in and do your contact clean, okay? By the time you've soaked all four and got back round to the first one, it should have had a chance to work. We're going to be using the AutoFoam as the soaking kind of pre-wash, and we're using it at a ratio 3:4 in the lance, which gives us some sort of PIR that's within its acceptable range of 1:4. It's what we used last time. Here it is. Let's go. We'll switch around and we'll do, you know, the other side. So hold on a second. So which was the side you guys reckon this side gets dirtier? So we'll go in. We won't rinse that side. We'll rinse this side. We'll rinse this side first. Let it all get wet. Blast off the loose stuff. Then snow foam both sides. So let's do that now. Just want to get that straight. Oh, before we do that, let's just have a look at the dirt levels. So this tyre is pretty dirty. Does it make any difference? Look at the dirt on the alloy. Look at the dirt in there, as best you can. Okay. This driver's side, The arches are dirtier, but the wheel's cleaner. No, not much in it. Tyre's cleaner as well. But, okay, that's what we're looking at. Okay, let's pre-rinse with water. That's a good pre-rinse. It's got some of the dirt off, but not all of it. Okay. Off. This on. In we go. In we go. I will leave those. The car's cold as well, so the brake discs aren't hot. It's not going to dry the chemicals out. I'm going to leave that 5 minutes and then we'll come back and I'll show you what they look like if we can see it's run off the wet side more or the dry side or whatever. And then we'll take it from there. We'll rinse down and see what the results are. I'll be back. Look. Okay guys, we're ready to go back out again. Have a look at it. I'm going to take my big boy buddy blower. This thing's been sat in the garage for a while. Just noticed it's all rusting and the paint's popping up. So it's corroding under the paint. It's a bit pony, never mind. Right, hope it still works. So there's the no rinse one, dry one. There's that one. Which one should we rinse off first? Doesn't really matter. We should do the... Ooh, we'll rinse that one first with water. We'll do this one first. This has had its chance to do its thing. Going to fan back. Not getting all that dirt off, which is okay. Let's try and do the same thing here. Try and get the same distance. Okay, here we go. do, it just won't come off. Just poke it with my finger. Let's go around here. Just want to be fair and give this a blast a bit closer like I did that one. Most of that came off. Still dirt there, but not much. There's more dirt here, but I think maybe it was dirtier at the start. Don't know. Let's dry it off. Oh, come on. Where's the thing? It's over here. For me, it's not 100% clean, but it's definitely cleaner. The dirt film that's left is less. Well, that's really clean. Arch is nice and clean. It's all good. It's going to go whiter when it dries, but that's all nice and clean now. Clean in there, tyre's nice and clean. But that alloy is slightly cleaner. Right, so about sniffing. Just checking I've got no water on there. Okay, so that's a very, very informal video. I don't think there's much in that. But I've tried to switch sides. So it's hard to say because I think the wheel was dirtier on the offside. But if I'd done the offside twice, people would be saying I've got to do it the other way around. But I still think going on dry, the AutoFoam worked better or less, has left less dirt film on the near side, but not much in this one, is there really? Come on, I mean, you know, I think for me, just out of principle and sort of, I don't think it's going to make a massive difference, but I would suggest maybe putting the chemicals into the wheel arch and wheel when it's dry might be the way to go, and then pressure rinse off rather than blasting them down and then putting the chemicals in. But probably need to do more testing. So don't know. Give me your thoughts on this one, guys. But in my head, it's kind of the same principle as the road film, except a lot of the stuff in the alloy is going to be more brake dust, isn't it, orientated, which I don't know if exactly the same rules apply. Probably do, because there's still be dirt in there. So I just think for me, it's an interesting subject, but I would recommend that when you're soaking out dirt, you soak out the dirt dry with your surfactant. You don't rinse it with water and then try and soak it out with your surfactant. Unless, like other people have said, the caveat, do what you always do want to do. The other caveat is there's so many different scenarios, isn't there? People said about the scenario, hot countries, you know, completely different kettle of fish when you're not really dealing with dust. You know, road film plastered on the side, you're not soaking out the dirt. It might be more bugs and pollen or whatever, or, you know, sand or whatever. But for a sort of UK climate, I just think the sort of film, the dirt film, soaks in the surfactant. That is the best way to use the surfactant, and the water in the dirt film inhibits the surfactant. That's my thing that I'm thinking. So put your comments and thoughts on this one. Test it yourself. Let me know if you find different, if you find out that this test is far from conclusive. And I'll try and do some more at a future point. Thanks for watching. See you soon. I'll put a link for this stuff in the description as well. I'm trying to use it all up. I'm nearly there. Bye now.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when